Beautiful people, today I will be making chocolate, peanut butter, and probably cashew bars. I'm not entirely sure yet. I haven't quite decided that part yet. But the ingredients are 1 stick of butter or half a cup of butter, depending on how you like to measure things. It says 2 cups of powdered sugar, but I don't know if this is going to be enough, but it doesn't really matter because I don't want it to be super sweet and unhealthy anyways. I was considering substituting with honey, but nah, we'll just be unhealthy today. And honey's still very sweet anyway, so. And then 1 cup of chocolate chips. I have these mini chocolate chips from a previous recipe that I made that I didn't use, so we're just gonna use those and hope for the best. I'm also probably going to do 2 cups instead of 1. If I can even get 2 cups out of this, I don't quite think I'm going to be lucky enough. But I want to do like a layer on the bottom of my pan and then a layer on top. But we'll see about that. There's only 12 ounces in there, so. It says 3/4 cups of graham crackers. Probably smashed, powdery graham crackers. I'm probably going to do 1 cup, not 3/4 of a cup, because I love graham crackers. And then we will do 1 cup of peanut butter. I don't actually know what kind of peanut butter this is, but this is what we have at my house, so this is what I'm going to use. All right, so I have enough chocolate chips to have some melted into the bottom, and then also layer some on top. So I'm going to actually heat up my chocolate in the microwave for about 2 minutes at 30-second intervals. I just want to make sure that I don't burn my chocolate. Also, it's good to kind of stir it around just a little bit between each one so that it does actually melt and incorporate. So at 30 seconds, it's not very melted. Okay, so at 1 minute, look, it's a little bit more melted, but there are still some chunks in there, so I will end up putting it in there a little bit longer. I just want to mix it in a little bit before I do that. I don't think it's going to take a full 2 minutes, actually. I think 1.5 minutes is going to be just fine. And as predicted, 1.5 minutes seems to be just perfectly fine. Look how gooey that chocolate is. I just want to eat it right now. Not going to, but I really, really want to. It smells so good. Before I put my chocolate chips, my melted chocolate chips in here, I'm just greasing my pan a little bit with the butter that we will be using, because I don't want anything to stick to the bottom of this. I'm not using cookie sheets. I mean, not cookie sheets, parchment paper. I know a lot of people line their dishes with parchment paper, but for me it makes it more difficult to spread things into the bottom of my pans or baking dishes when I do that, so I don't do that. I just use butter or any non-stick sprays or oil, any kind of oil. Maybe not any kind of oil, but cooking oil because it just makes it easier for me. I don't know about other blind people, but for me, I don't like to use parchment paper if I don't have to. Unless I'm like baking cookies or something and then I'm just placing dough, but for spreading things, I don't like that. I am going to attempt to evenly pour out some chocolate into this dish. I mean, not evenly, it's never going to be like perfectly even, but just in different spots so that I can spread it better throughout without going from like the very center and then outwards. I'll have chocolate all over. This is going to be so good. Oh my gosh, I love chocolate, and I'm trying to be healthier in this recipe, but that is not going to happen. It's going to be an epic fail. Like, there's chocolate, there's sugar, there's graham crackers. It's not healthy. But I don't really eat breakfast that much, and I'm trying to be better about like putting something into my body instead of going like 5-6 hours without eating, because I used to blame it on the coffee that I didn't eat breakfast, but I really don't think it's from drinking coffee. I just think for some reason I struggle to eat breakfast. I'm really nauseous in the morning and like for early parts of my day, so I just want to have like a bite of something so that I'm not like starving, because I might be hungry but I just feel sick when I eat, so maybe having a bite of something will help with that. And now I'm going to try to just spread some of this chocolate into the bottom. It doesn't have to be perfect. The recipe didn't even call to do this. I'm just extra and wanted extra chocolate. So I just want to have more than just a top coat of chocolate to my bar, because that just seems kind of weird. I want it to be kind of sandwiched, if that makes sense. So I am going to have to let this cool. I have no idea how long it takes to cool chocolate. I've never done that before. My god, my spatula is sticking to the chocolate. So I'm going to put it in the freezer, which I feel like a baker would probably recommend to not do that, but I'm not going to keep it in there for too long. I just want it to solidify before I add anything to the top of it, so that way it is going to be like a little kind of very super thin chocolate crunch texture at the bottom. I don't want it to be like a shell. I want it to be like a chocolate shell at the bottom and not in the middle of my mixture. Although, I don't know, maybe we'll add some extra chocolate chips. I didn't think half a cup of mini chocolate chips would be enough to coat the bottom of this, but I think, yes, I am using my fingers, Mom, I'm sorry. This is going to be enough. It's going to be super thin. It's not even going to be a shell. But you know what? It's okay. It will be delicious. I hope that my top layer will be more. I do have another cup of chocolate for the top, and then maybe like a third of another cup. All right, now I'm going to break up some graham crackers, put them in this food processor, which I just got yesterday, so I've never used before. But we're going to aim for a cup of crushed graham crackers. I have no idea how many actual crackers that requires, but we shall find out. Also, when I start squishing these things into powder, you will realize how scared my dog is of life, because I practiced with this yesterday to see if it would even work. And he went nuts for like 5 minutes, even after the machine was off. Alright, so far I've placed 4 graham crackers in here, and I'm really scared to do this. Whoa, that's really loud and terrifying. Okay, I will continue to do this off camera so that I don't make everyone go deaf, like I think I just I can confirm that this food processor indeed works. And yes, I am scooping out the graham cracker crumbs into the measuring cup. And yes, it probably is making a mess. Sorry, Mom. I promise I'll clean before you come home. Alright, so 4 graham crackers got me half a cup of powdered graham crackers. So I'm going to shove 4 more in there. Actually, I think I'm just going to use the rest of the pack. I think there's like 4 or 5 more left. I'm just going to use a whole pack of graham crackers. It's scary that I keep unplugging it every time I want to check if my crumbs are actually powdery. And I think they are ready. Let's take this blade out, because I don't want to cut to myself. And now that I actually know I will have enough, I'm just going to take this thing and, like a pro, dump it all out, hopefully straight into the bowl. Whoa. Whoa. You got this. I got this! I just wanted to make some music. That was very unnecessary and very extra. But it is me, so it makes sense. Now we are going to melt the butter. How much? Like 10 seconds? I think like 10 seconds is enough, because I don't want it to be I don't want it to be liquidy, but I want it to be melted. I have a feeling it's going to be liquid butter. I'm going to dump my squishy butter into my graham cracker crumbs mix, and I am most definitely going to use my hands to mix this together until we have sand. Whoa, was that too much graham cracker for the amount of butter? Now, how do I turn my camera off when I have hands like this? Oh my goodness, I should have thought about that before deciding to do such a horrible thing. I need help. Sister! Can you please turn my camera off for me? Bianca, can you please come turn my camera off? Wait, I'm recording. Just press the button that's on my glasses. Just press it. Now we're going to put in some amount of sugar. That was half a cup. I don't know how much I have in here, but I'm just using a half cup at a time because my 1 cup doesn't fit in here and I don't want to make even more of a mess than I've already made. So I'm just cheating and doing it the easy way. I hate scooping out sugar from the bag. Oh, that's gonna be more than half a cup. Look how full that is. I'm like, whoa. That's okay. We'll just put a little bit less. I don't really even think I want a full 2 cups of sugar in here anyways. That just seems a bit excessive. Alright, I lied. We're dumping in the rest of this bag of sugar. I think it equaled about 2 cups total. I just don't want to have to save like half a cup of sugar. That just seems, I don't know. I'd rather just use it and get a new bag than save half a bag of sugar. I mean, oh my god. Half a cup of a bag of sugar. Just squishing in my powdered sugar into my graham crackers. Just doing a little bit of folding. I'm going to add peanut butter to this, which will be the last ingredient that we add to this bowl. I don't know if this is, I mean, I think the peanut butter will bind it enough, but I hope the butter was enough. I could always add more, but nah, I'm not going to. We're gonna hope that the peanut butter does the job in binding everything together. It's sticky, so we will hope for the best. I've never scooped out so much peanut butter at once in my life. I don't know how I'm gonna do this. I think I might need to use a spoon. I think that's what we're gonna have to do. Either that or a smaller measuring cup, and I don't. What do I do, guys? What do I do? Clearly I'm new to being in the kitchen. Well, I got my half a cup into the peanut butter jar, and oh my god, I don't know if it's gonna come out though. It went in. Is it gonna come out? Holy shit, this is wild. Whoa. Okay, that's ungood. I don't like the way this is happening. Well, this is like half a cup and I'm using my hand. I think I need to use a spoon though to get this out. Ooh, I actually got a lot of it out. Pound on it! Taking out my anger on this peanut butter. Alright, so I just dumped in my second half a cup of yummy, delicious peanut butter. I don't know if I got exactly a cup, but I think I got enough. So I'm just gonna go with it and then we're just gonna hope for the best, like always. But I think it will be enough, to be honest. So because I have them, I'm just going to use them. I'm going to sprinkle in some mini chocolate chips into the actual batter, or whatever this would be considered. I think this is called batter. I don't know, it's not cake. It's not pancakes. But it's a mixture. And it's a filling. So I'm just going to put some in there, but I think I'm going to save the rest for the top, so that we have a good coating on top. But I think that's plenty for the center. And then I am not entirely sure if I want to put nuts in here yet. I'll decide soon. So now we just mix all of this goodness together. Oh my goodness, this is so sticky and fluffy, and I feel like it's... Blaze! Thanks for your extra commentary. Are you that disappointed in my abilities to cook? So I kind of ran into a bit of an issue where I don't think my stuff is mixing really well. It kind of feels really dry and I feel like it's gonna taste gross. So I decided to melt some of the chocolate that I was intending to layer on top of this dessert, or whatever they are, into the actual mixture, and hope that this will help it stick a little bit better and maybe make it taste a little better as well. I think I'm also going to add maybe like a tablespoon of butter and hope that that also helps with everything sticking together better and not being so crumbly and dry and gross. But you know, everyone fails in the kitchen at some point, but this is why we try things, so that we can get better at them. Oh, I love chocolate, but I didn't want to make this even more unhealthy than it already is, but too late now. Alright, so now that I've added some butter and chocolate, I did knead it a little bit with my hands, but I'm gonna also use the spoon because I feel like it's half of my dessert is ending up in the sink because it's all sticking to my fingers. I wish it would stick good to each other the way that it is sticking to my fingers, but I don't know. I think this is gonna be not my best work yet. I feel like it's gonna be dry and crumbly, and I don't really know how to redeem that, to be honest, other than adding a lot of peanut butter, which also will, I don't know, peanut butter dries out my mouth. I don't know about other people, but I don't like too much peanut butter. I'm more so worried about it being so crumbly and like not sticking well together, but I'm not sure. We will find out when it's done. Alright, well, I'm not really sure what else to do to redeem my batter, but here is the solidified chocolate that we melted into my baking dish earlier. I'm going to pour my batter over that, let it set for probably 15-20 minutes in the refrigerator, and then after that I will melt some more chocolate as a top layer. So I have transferred my batter into my baking dish, and now I'm going to use a spatula to smooth it out. I feel like I should just use my hands for this part, honestly. I kind of did a little bit just to get some in every section, but I think there's a high possibility that I'm just gonna use my fingers to do more of this. Alright, well, this is definitely not sticky enough, and like it's even coming up as I'm pressing down on it, so I'm a bit disappointed. I just hope that it tastes good, but I have a feeling I'm gonna be eating this like cake more than I am like protein bars. But it's okay. It'll still taste good, I'm sure, just not the result that I wanted it to be. Alright, well, I'm going to shove this into the freezer for like 30 minutes, and I'm gonna go grab something to eat because I am hungry and I haven't had breakfast yet. So, and it's like, what, 2 or 3 p.m.? So yeah, that's gonna go in there for like 30 minutes, and then I will eat and clean up some of the mess while that sets before I pour the rest of the delicioso chocolate over it, and hope that helps us stick a little better. But at this point, I'm not very hopeful. Right, and now our final step of melting this last cup of chocolate, which will go as a top coat to our delicious dessert. 30 seconds on the clock. That's heating up. Let's check our Disastrous peanut butter, sugar, graham cracker, chocolate mix. It feels pretty solid. I hope my really hot chocolate doesn't absolutely melt this and make it hard to spread. Alright, and now I'm going to scoop out spoonfuls of chocolate and dump them on here. I tried to pick up the bowl so that I could scoop out the chocolate, and it was really hot, so I'm not doing that again unless it cools, but I'm not patient and I want to finish this before my mother gets home. And is it chocolate? I really need to be better about getting edges and corners. That's my downfall, which I'm sure is for a lot of people, but it definitely is for me. Well, I definitely need more chocolate than I have. I probably should not have put all of those chocolate chips in the middle to help bind it, but you know what? It is what it is. What can you do? Well, my sister found some more chocolate chips, so we're going to hope for the best that this will be enough to cover my entire dish. And now we shall do a little bit more spreading. Let me feel where like the most nude. I feel like all of it is just bare at this point. It's all nude. I don't think I did a very good job of the adding chocolate layer portion of this dish. Then again, did I do any of it correctly? Like, honestly, I couldn't get it to stick together, which I actually think is because I possibly put too much graham cracker, too much sugar, just too many solids and not enough like liquids or things to hold it together. And I think that's where my downfall came in. As for the adding chocolate to the top part, I think that's just me being blind and not evenly smoothing things out. And not to say that all blind people do that, but definitely as a beginner, that's one of my weaknesses that I have recognized and that I'm trying to work on, and I think I've improved a bit, but it'll come with time and practice for sure. I do think that adding a little bit of chocolate to this will definitely make a difference in the way that it tastes, though. It feels more coated now than it did before, so that makes me happy. The edges are not fully there yet, but you know what? It's fine. It's okay. I will still eat it because I made it. I'm placing this in the freezer for an hour to chill, or until I feel like getting out of bed to cut this up into pieces to be eaten. Until then, I'll be back. This thing looks like after it has been in the freezer for like 4 hours because I was tired. I didn't want to deal with it. But now I'm going to taste this, hopefully, delicious dessert. Look, as I try to cut this frozen thing into, cut a piece out of this frozen thing. Ooh. It is very, very frozen. Holy. I don't know how I'm gonna get a piece out of here. I should probably let this unthaw a little bit. I'm supposed to cut this into bars, but I'm not. I'm just gonna cut it when per usage. Per usage. Alrighty, and now let's taste how good this turned out. Actually, it tastes like Reese's peanut butter cups. So I would say, even though I was worried it would be a disaster, it turned out pretty damn good.